absolutely true. We can't have him as a landlord.
Look, I can't stand the bloke any more than you do, but I don't know what we can do about it. My guess is Gary got the factory from Derek under duress.
Whether Gary got the factory by fair means or foul doesn't really benefit you guys either way.
Why, how do you mean?
Who's better bring the washing in? The forecast rain.
Gary owns the factory, you're renting the factory. Traditionally, money changes hands.
Yes, but if he got the factory illegally off Derek...
Has anybody heard from David?
Have you got any proof?
Excuse me, can anybody hear me?
Oh, Mum, can I have that back, please? Because that's important.
Your sister-in-law's in a coma. Your brother's beside himself, and all you care about is where you're going to pack your knickers.
There's a lot of jobs at risk here.
Yes, well, Shona's life's at risk. And I might not be some hotshot lawyer, but if you want my advice, if you don't like the idea that your ex-boyfriend owns the building, find another building. David, how is she? Any change?
Yeah, she's up and about. Soon a lambada down the corridors. I just popped back for a maracas.
Oh.
Don't, Mum.
You know, you don't have to bottle it all up.
And what do you want me to do? Go stand outside in the street, shaking my fist up to the sky, tear all my clothes off and run down the street starkers?
Or you could talk to me. Shall I put the kettle on?
Yeah, go on then. Could do with a decent cup of tea.
Got some chocky biscuits somewhere. I hide them from Max and then I can't remember where I put them.
I just don't see how any of this is fair. I mean, I get banged up. The only thought keeping me sane is seeing Shona's face.
And the rest of your family?
No, just Shona.
See? There you go. There's the old sarky David still in there.
For all the good he's doing. I just feel so helpless. And what's worse is I find myself saying cliches like I feel so helpless. You know, I just want to be able to do something, you know? Hit someone, just wake her up out of the coma.
Ah! Chocky biscuits.
So that's your response, is it, when I'm here spilling my guts out? Ah, chocky biscuits.
Do you want one or not?
Yeah, go on then. I just feel like I'm losing my mind. And just sitting there doing nothing. It's just... I don't want to leave her side, but at the same time, I'm just going mad. And I even tried doing a Sudoku this morning. Me.
They also serve who stand and wait.
Where'd you get that from?
Dunno. Maybe a film? Or was it a tea towel? Anyway, what it means is we all have our place in the world and we all have our jobs to do.
Mum, I know what it means, all right? English is not my second language.
Right, no need to bite me head off. I'm only trying to cheer you up.
Yeah, well, you're not helping.
No. I know I'm not. But always remember, I'm here for you.
Yeah, all right. Don't start me off, because if you do, I won't be able to stop. I just nipped back for some clothes anyway.
What about your tea? I'm putting some washing on. I don't care what they say anymore. This is my life. Do-dee-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
The hell do you think you're doing?
Josh's trial's tomorrow. Why didn't you say? Wash the jacket, the letter fell out. Anyway, that's not the point, is it? I mean, you are going, aren't you? You are one of the main witnesses.
Well, don't you think I've got enough problems on at the minute? Like the fact that my wife's in a coma.
There's nothing you can do for Shona right now. She's in the best place possible.
Yeah, but she needs me by her side all the time. Which is why I can't waste any more time having this argument.
And if Josh gets off because you couldn't spare a couple of hours, can you live with that? Do you think that's what Shona would want?
I must have known for ages.
Don't think there's any room in his head for anything but Shona right now.
He's just sat by her bedside. I mean, how long's it going to take to give evidence? I know it's not the most appealing prospect, but I can take him, I can pick him back up. What's that? A couple of hours.
Doesn't want to leave her side.
I wish I'd been there for him, you know. And all this stuff with Josh had happened.
Whatever happens to Shona, and let's hope she makes a full recovery, but what happens if Josh goes free? And in a couple of months, David sees him swanning about.
And he blames himself.
Talk to him. He doesn't listen to me, but he might his big brother.
Of course I will. Don't worry.
Oh, cheers, Roy. How much is that?
No, please don't concern yourself with that.
What? Are you sure?
I insist. We're all missing Shona a great deal.
Oh, yeah, you can say that again. She's the only one who knows how I like my coffee. No offence, Roy, but this place isn't the same without her.
Indeed, we're all looking forward to welcoming her back.
Yeah, you and me both. Well, thanks a lot.
Hey, what's Shona doing?
Same.
What about you?
What do you mean, what about me?
Well, I know the strain of a brave face. I've been in your shoes.
No, you haven't.
Sorry, I didn't mean...
No. I know what you meant. But no disrespect. Your wife was dying, and Shona's gonna be fine, so...
He was just trying to be kind. The same as everybody else.
Do you think I want a medical bulletin every 5 minutes?
People are concerned about Shona and they're trying to support you.
Yeah, but I don't want the support, and I don't want his pity. I just want everybody to leave me alone. I mean, it's still early days, right?
Indeed, though we would have hoped to have seen some early signs of recovery by this stage. But as I say, we'll take her in for another scan later to see if we can get a clearer picture of how much damage there is.
Yeah, well, I think she's getting better. I know I'm no doctor, but I know she is.
Let's hope you're right.
Thanks.
Hey? Any developments?
No. But, I mean, she won't give up, and I won't give up on her, so...
I'll stay with Shona. You nip home now and get changed for the court.
Do you think I give a stuff about court?
Well, the police will. If you're a no-show today, they'll come looking for you.
Yeah, well, let them. I mean, my place is here.
Oh, come on, Mum's right. Do you really want to give Josh a get-out-of-jail-free card?
I want my wife to wake up. I want my life back. And he's in the past, and it's one walk down memory lane I'm not bothered about taking.
Oh, okay, right. Look, I know you're frightened about standing up in
I'm not
court.
frightened
Right.
about him. That's why I waived my right to go and see him in court in the first place. And anyway, don't you think things have changed?
He's still a danger to other men. You've got a chance to put him away. I mean, you can't turn your back on that.
What, I can if it means turning my back on my wife.
Right, what do you think Shona would say if she could talk now? Shona wants Josh nailed just as much as you do, maybe even more. Do you really want your first conversation when she wakes up? You apologising for letting him walk free?
Are you taking the oath or affirmation?
Affirmation, please.
Please repeat the words on the card.
I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You told us you knew the defendant. How did you first meet?
He worked on the street where I live, and I signed up for his charity boxing event that he organised.
And how would you describe your relationship?
We became good mates. We had a laugh. And my older brother had moved away from the area, so I guess I needed a mate.
And Mr. Tucker was happy to oblige?
Yeah, he worked on the street, similar sort of age, seemed natural. for us to knock about, but I had no idea he was grooming me.
I understand how difficult giving evidence in a case like this must be, but if you could, confine yourself to answering the question you've been asked.
Right. Sorry.
You say you're not about. What do you mean by that?
You know, go to the pub, into town.
I see. How many times did you go out?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't really keeping count, but a lot.
So you went on a number of evenings out. Can you tell me what happened on the night of the alleged offence?
I can't really tell you a lot because I don't remember it all. But it seemed like any other night, except it wasn't. He spiked my drink. And I don't really remember a lot after that. It's a bit of a blur, thank God.
What was the next thing you remember?
Waking up in his bed after he'd raped me.
Back itself.
Yeah, just brief moments, you know, like little snippets, like I was there, but I wasn't.
I understand. So if we go back to the morning after the assault, how did you feel?
You know, like when you wake up after a big night and it takes a while for your head to adjust, a bit like that. Except I knew something was wrong. Everything was wrong about that morning. And my head was banging. I knew it was more than just a hangover. And
take your time.
Physically, what I felt, it confirmed what had happened, you know? And even though I couldn't believe it was true, I knew what he'd done to me.
Did you report it to the police?
No. I couldn't, you know. How could I sit somebody down and just tell them what had happened to me, you know? I felt ashamed. And, I mean, just imagine everything you think you are, you know, everything you stand for and everything you take for granted is gone like that. In 1 second, he took that away from me. In one night, gone.
Is everything all right?
I was looking for Mr. Platt, actually.
Well, he's had to pop out, but I'm his mother. Can I help?
I need to talk to your son. Is he likely to be long?
I don't know exactly. Is something wrong?
It's concerning Shona's latest scan. I can't really go into detail, but there's something I have to discuss with Mr. Platt.
I remember thinking, how did I let it happen? You know, why couldn't I stop him? Was it my fault? And then I thought, I don't want to be here anymore. You know, I feel dead inside anyway, so why not just go all the way?
What do you mean, all the way?
Top myself. End it all. It just brought so much pain to me. Self-disgust. There was no escaping it. Everywhere I went, you know, I was surrounded by all these little triggers. And...
So how did you manage to get through it?
That wasn't down to me. That was down to my girlfriend. My now wife. And if it wasn't for her sticking up for me, standing by me, then I know I wouldn't be stood here today. I owe her that. I owe her everything.
How close would you say you were to the defendant?
Well, I thought he was a mate.
You stated that your brother had recently left the area. Would you describe yourself as lonely?
Suppose.
Was Mr. Tucker your closest male friend at the time?
Probably, yeah.
How often would you socialise with him in an average week?
3 to 4 times.
Were you coming to depend on him?
No, he was just a mate.
Did your girlfriend express any feelings about this developing relationship?
She didn't like me going out all the time. You know, I was palming the kids off on her, leaving on her own, was taking the mick.
She didn't like being neglected while you spent time with the defendant?
Well, she didn't like me going out and getting hammered all the time, you know?
Did these feelings ever cause her to show any hostility towards my client?
Well, she never really liked him. She always thought he was a bad influence. She was always a better judge of character than me. Where's this going?
I'm simply trying to establish what your girlfriend may have said to you with regard to your relationship with Mr. Tucker.
She just didn't like me spending time with him.
And you chose to ignore those concerns?
Well, I didn't think there was an issue.
Why not?
Because I was stupid, because I was enjoying myself.
In Mr. Tucker's company?
Well, yeah, I liked him. You know, it didn't mean I wanted him to rape me.
So you didn't actually see my client tamper with your drink?
Well, if I did, I wouldn't have drunk it, would I?
You've told the court your girlfriend didn't like you getting hammered so much, so you were in the habit of drinking heavily with Mr. Tucker.
It was different this time. I mean, when I woke up, I knew it wasn't just a hangover. It was something a lot worse.
But you didn't go to the police?
No, I explained that.
Yes, you said your decision was motivated by shame. Do you stand by that?
Totally.
What was it you were ashamed of?
That I allowed it to happen.
You allowed it?
What I mean is, I couldn't stop it, but I felt like I had some blame, like it was my fault.
By having sex with another man?
No, he raped me.
Mr. Platt, you've told the court that you were in the habit of drinking heavily with Mr. Tucker. You've also confirmed that you were lonely and that your relationship with him was very close to the point where it became a concern to your partner. Do you not remember that on the night in question, you in fact responded positively to sexual advances from Joshua Tucker?
No, that didn't happen.
Is it not correct that you had consensual sexual relations, and the shame you describe was born out of the disgust you felt at your own latent sexuality?
No.
An orientation you were desperate to deny?
No, that's wrong. I wasn't feeling like that. That didn't happen.
Given your professed closeness to your girlfriend, would you find it difficult to acknowledge infidelity?
Well, yeah, but I've never been unfaithful to my wife, and I never would be.
But if you had been unfaithful, would you find that hard to live with?
Almost impossible.
You told the court that you considered suicide following the night of the alleged offence. Was that drastic action prompted by how you felt about discovering your own latent sexuality and what that meant to your relationship with your girlfriend?
No, I felt like killing myself because he drugged and raped me.
By understanding that night in these terms, both the intoxication and the sexual intercourse, does it allow you to deny that it was infidelity, both to yourself and to the wider world?
What? No.
And further, does it explain the many months that passed before the night in question and your decision to go to the police?
Was that Mum? Is Shona okay?
Mr. Platt, would you please address your remarks to this court?
I'm not doing this anymore. My wife is in hospital that's in a coma. I should be there with her, not stood here answering her stupid questions. Now, please, can I just go? Please.
In the circumstances, I have no further questions, Your Honour.
Mr. Pack?
I have no questions in re-examination. Do you have any questions, Your Honour?
No.
May the witness be excused.
You may go, Mr. Platt.
I knew it. I knew if I went through that door, something bad was going to happen.
Don't have a go at Mum. You're being totally irrational.
We don't even know if it's bad news yet. How did the trial go?
Mum, I don't care about the trial, all right? I knew I shouldn't have trusted you.
Hey, David.
What's happened? Is she all right? Has anything happened?
We conducted another scan. There was no discernible deterioration, so hopefully this might indicate that her condition has stabilised.
Right, what's that mean?
It means we have to proceed on the assumption that this might be as good as it gets in terms of extubating your wife.
Sorry, could you explain that?
If Shona's to breathe without assistance, now's the time to find out. So we're going to try to remove the breathing tube again.
What happens if she can't breathe on her own?
If that was the case, we'd wait a while, continue monitoring her, then hopefully try again later.
Yeah, but I mean, she will eventually breathe on her own, though, won't she?
I'm afraid that's not a guarantee I can give at this stage.
You did the right thing going to court.
You reckon? I think I should have just stayed away for all the good I did.
Come on, that's not true.
I don't care if it is or if it isn't. I don't care what happens to him anymore.
Yeah, you say that now.
And there is only now. I wasn't paid to think of the future or make plans. I've learned that the hard way.
There's other things to consider, depending on what happens tomorrow. What happens if she can't breathe?
She'll breathe.
I hope so. But even if she can, you have to think about the quality of life she'd want.
I'm not doing this.
David, I know it's hard. But if Shona's unresponsive, you're going to have some decisions to make.
No, I won't, because she's going to be fine. And we're going to walk out here together. All right, babe.
He's barely talking to me. Have either of you heard anything about the court case? If this doesn't work...
Hey, I know.
Oh. Have you spoken to the consultant?
Not today, no. But then there's not much more they can say, is there? When they take the tube out, if she doesn't breathe, just put it back in again.
And then what?
We'll think about that if it comes to it.
Well, and then they'll try again until I consent to them turning the machines off. And if I refuse, they get a court order. They do it anyway.
Did they say that?
No, but there's this thing, Gail, it's called the internet. It sort of tells you things.
It won't come to that.
Well, no. I mean, they might take the tube out and then she might die.
Oh, David.
What? What? Go on, finish your sentence. David, what? Nick, if you've got something to say that's going to make me feel better, say it.
I'm sorry.
I mean, look at her. She's alive. I know she's in a coma, but she's alive.
Now this...
Go on, then. Let's hear it.
No? I just thought you needed some space, you know.
I knew it. You've not got anything to say, have you?
Why are you keeping people away?
I'm not.
People want to visit. You know, Billy said...
Oh, right, so you've been slagging me off to Billy now?
No, I haven't. Billy said he wanted to visit and you told him not to.
I told him there's no point.
There's no point? No point for who?
Well, for them, because you're here every minute, every hour.
Yeah, because someone has to make sure they don't give up on her.
No one's giving up on her.
Right.
Okay.
We care. You're keeping our friends away for how long? Why? Because you're worried one day they might have to say goodbye.
No.
Because you might have to say goodbye.
No. All right, no one's saying goodbye. No one.
Ooh, love the shoes.
Thanks. Who's that? Is that a consultant?
No, it was just a doctor.
You sure it wasn't a consultant?
No, he was young. I think he was a trainee.
Well, what did he say?
Nothing.
Well, what's happened then? Has there been a change?
No.
Come on, look, calm down, eh?
No, this is why I need to be here all the time, because if I miss something...
Nothing's happened. I was making conversation. I said I liked his shoes.
Right, you do me a favour. Can you just go home, OK? The pair of you.
No, look, they're going to be prepping for the procedures.
No, they're not.
What?
Excuse me. Yeah, you with the shoes. Can you let everybody know that there'll be no extubating today?
Look, ignore him.
No, don't ignore me, all right? If you want to get to where, you got to go through me.
What do we do? What do we do?
I don't know, OK? I can't just barge in there and drag him out, can I? He's freaking out. He needs some space.
I'm not saying goodbye to you. No one is. You gotta wake up now. Okay? I won't say anything, all right?
You just wanted to give you some space.
Yeah. You tell them lot just to ignore me. And, you think you could ring Billy and the others? I think you're right. I think she's just bored of my voice.
OK. Hold on. Did you just say I was right?
Max, yeah, it's me. No change yet. But, listen, do you think you could get somebody to bring you in?
Contacted the prison.
Clayton, no, I forgot.
It's okay, Nick phoned.
Yeah, we told them we didn't want him here, and he was OK with that.
Probably for the best.
Do you, want to go in on your own? No, let's go in together.
Guys, whatever happens, okay, us three and everyone else out there, we have to stick together. All right? We have to be strong for each other. Could you do me a favour? You just go with your Auntie Sarah for a sec.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay, ventilator is off.
Starting to remove the tube.
What's happening?
The alarms mean she's not coping on her own. Okay, you may need to ventilate her again. And a tracheostomy. Let's just give her a little longer.
Oh, not again.
She's breathing. It works. She's breathing on her own. I think she's going to be all right.
Can't believe it.
So, she's out of the coma?
Not yet.
But she's breathing.
Which means there is brainstem activity.
Which is a good sign.
Which is a good sign.
Seems pretty miraculous.
This long after the trauma? I've seen it happen, but I've been doing this for over 20 years. And I'm talking a handful of times.
Flipping heck.
I've got to urge caution about getting your hopes too high, though. It's still highly likely Shona won't fully recover. And even if she did, that's a long road back.
Yeah, but we've got a chance now, though, haven't we?
The doctors say even if she does wake up, she's likely to suffer some kind of brain damage.
Well, all we can do is wait and hope.
As long as those hopes are realistic.
Well, not so easy when someone you love is in such a state.
Roy, hiya, you all right? I just wondered, would it be possible if I leave my phone here on record and just get some general noise of the cafe and then play it back for Shona later?
Of course, if you think that might help.
Yeah.
Of course, there could be privacy issues recording people without their consent.
Right.
No, I'll put up a notice, explain the situation. It will be fine.
Oh, great, thanks. Thanks, Roy.
What good's that gonna do?
What, it could trigger a subconscious?
Right, is this real science or something you read on the internet?
What if I thought painting my face green and doing a bit of Morris dancing would help? I'd do that.
I know.
I mean, you'd do the same if it was Leanne, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah. But you tell me not to get my hopes up, just like the doctors have.
She'll come back to me just the same. I have to believe that. That's the one I'm pressing. Do you have any more 20p's?
No.
I would have called, but I don't even want to hear this in person. I just heard from the court. Josh Tucker's been found guilty of raping you and the other survivor. He's been sentenced to 15 years.
You okay?
For once in a case like this, justice was actually done.
Thanks. Come on, this is good news.
Well, yeah. Best news ever. Doesn't mean anything, though, does it, if I'm still going to lose her?
What do you think she'd say? You're doing the best you can, OK? You need to give yourself a minute. After what that bloke did to you, take some time.
Nothing else matters. You see that? Shona. Shona, it's me. Can you wake up? Shona, it's me. I'm here with Nick. Can you hear me?